Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to OKC round 4. Huge delay with the start of the server, but it seems like it broke on us on the actual client side. So unfortunately, we had to restart everything. Welcome to tonight's the fourth round of OKC around Suzuka. I'm Sean Loebscherf, joined by Jack Wright. How's it going, Jack?
Yeah, all good, thank you. All good. Hopefully, we'll see some more good racing like we've seen from the last few events, and yeah, hopefully all these new updates that have been coming to the game will prove some better and closer racing.
Yeah, I think it does seem like the netcode has been updated quite a lot, because I'm not seeing any bouncing of carts today, so that's a great start for us.
Yes, very great start.
Currently the guys are doing
a lot easier.
Yeah, currently the guys are running qualifying. I think they changed it up a bit, but it seems like we'll do a qualifying, heat, pre-final and a final tonight. There's no group heats because we only have, I think, 14 entries or so, or maybe a little bit less. Yeah, okay, I don't see any times posted, or is this program just broken?
No,
there's the first time. There's the first time it just popped up. And L popped a quicker lap again, standard. Are we gonna jinx him tonight again?
No, hopefully not. I mean, again, it goes back to it. I think Al's definitely going to be one to watch here, but hopefully we don't give him commentator's curse again this weekend.
Yeah, it seems like he posted 2 times. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far Al set the pace 48.6. I think we might want to just check the timing sheets in a while, because this Max HUD program sometimes is a little bit glitched. But it does seem like he's the fastest guy at the moment, with Daniel Fellows. Oh, what's that? 6/10 off. That's quite a big gap.
Yeah, it's a fairly big gap, especially for a circuit like this. It's not a particularly long circuit as such.
Yeah, let me just quickly have a look to see if there's new people that joined. No, it's just these entries at the moment, so we'll just follow them like this tonight. Yeah, so just bear with us. We are trying to use the shortcuts to keep the stream a little bit more smoother, with random overlays and stuff popping up. So if we make a mistake here and there, just excuse it. I am fairly new to the whole process, so yeah, it's going to be a nice little teething process today. So let's have a look. Nobody really posted any times. Strangely enough, Alessandro's popping up twice on the program, but okay. Let's see if we can follow somebody.
Just a quick question: on the program? Is it just a? Will it just bring the lap times up as Alessandro's posting lap by lap, or is it meant to bring everyone up?
It's meant to pop up as somebody finishes a lap. But as you can see, it doesn't really give us something. So we'll do the overlay for now. Oh no, we can't. So I think we'll leave it till the end of the session, and then we'll check the times. Just follow the guys.
Yeah.
If we have a look here, we can see that.
Oh,
there we go. There's some better times happening. Frankie is only just a little bit less than 1/10 off the pace here, from what I can see. And I do have to apologize. I didn't get all the new skins of the carts and the helmets, so some guys might be blank. It's a bit hard to keep up with them changing their carts and helmet skins every week. So I'll have to apologize for that. I'll try and get that up for the next race that we'll do. See if we can follow somebody else. Have to clear some of these shortcuts, otherwise I might jump to the incorrect thing, because I'm thinking I've got the right stuff set and then I don't. That would be semi-awkward. See if we can. Oh, there was a crazy lag spike there. I think somebody might have joined the server. Oh, I just went off as the commentators decide to join him. See Daniel. Yeah, classic. Seems like these guys are working the carts quite a lot.
I was going to say, it's a very interesting camera angle because you get the full perspective of what is exactly happening through steering inputs.
Yeah, and how his throttle is working. Yeah, obviously we're not seeing the brakes here. Oh, he slid it quite a lot.
You've got this slow, gentle throttle appliance.
Does it seem like some of these guys are following each other for maybe a slipstream? They're a bit far away. No, it doesn't. The gap's big enough for...
This track's a bit of a difficult one because from driving here in the past, there's not really... I mean, the straight we're going down now, there's like that and the start-finish line, that main slipstreaming opportunities, but apart from that, I don't think you'd really want to be too close behind someone through all this chicaney section because obviously you're going to have different people trying different lines.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what dirty air effect it has on this game. Whether there is any dirty air effect, I don't know. But
yeah, I must admit, I've been following people when we were practicing in the past, and especially in our league on the local servers. It doesn't feel like anything happens with the kart when you're sitting behind somebody. So it might, maybe it does, but I mean, I might just be too crap to feel any difference.
I mean, I've never really felt an issue. You know, you never get any mad understeer moments or lack of grip through following anyone. It seems to just be quite.
I think we might have lost you there for a moment. Jack, you there?
Sorry, that was a big lag spot then, I believe.
Yeah, I think your internet's doing the classic. People in the that are currently watching the stream, can you maybe confirm if the sound is okay for us in general? Because might want to fix the sound issues before.
That was interesting.
Doesn't seem like somebody's saying anything, so.
That's alright then.
Yeah, I guess we'll assume that our sound it's okay. So currently we are following Mr. Fellows, Daniel, seeing if he's able to post a quicker lap. It's the last lap for everybody currently on a lap. Let's see if we can go a little bit forward. Okay, no, it's only.
Oh, no.
Well, that's
close.
That's harsh. He improved, but only a little, very, very small amount. Jack is a little quiet.
It might just be enough to save them, though.
Yeah.
Why am I quiet?
Okay, let's see if I can boost.
I'm a quiet boy, all right.
I boosted my desktop sound a little bit for you, for the Jack. Let's see, maybe that makes it a slight bit better. Okay, so now that should be the end of qualifying. I'm gonna pop up the overlay so we can just have a quick look to see the entries. Okay, we've got that summary. There we go. So
works.
Yeah, that works now because we're in race view, but the HUD doesn't work for some reason. So before they all go to the grid, we've got Alessandro jumping or starting the race from in front. Corey, I don't want to butcher his surname, so I'm gonna stick to. But isn't it Hyatt? He's second. Bryce Stevens third. Frankie Mossman fourth. Then Super Syrup on your screen will be Daniel Fellows. Dylan Den Haas will be in sixth. Seventh is Alexis. I'm not gonna try and pronounce that surname, unfortunately. It's a bit strange. Then we've got it's Alex Lahos, and then Corey Hayes is obviously not racing.
There's quite a big chunk between the back 3 and the rest of the pack, to be fair. It's quite a widely spread grid.
Yeah, I wonder if these guys might have just jumped in a bit late without a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some swearing.
Interesting to see though, Alessandro does have a very high top speed compared to the rest of the guys on the grid. But
so we will go. They're resetting because of guys not hitting up the pedal buttons there and then causing their own problems. So let's go to Mr. Alessandro and we'll use Mickey's helmet. Oh, that's some nice detail on this helmet.
Shame it doesn't look like his real life helmet, but I suppose it's close enough.
Yeah. So who do we have missing? Corey. Corey's missing.
Some very nice detailed sticker kits as well on these karts.
Yeah, this guy's put in a lot of effort on the skins on the karts and the suits. Even the suits are quite high quality, very good detail. You see there's a bunch of helmets missing. Damn, I'm sorry for the guys that are gonna rewatch this later. We'll try and sort that out next time. Yeah, Jack, what do you think's your prediction? What do you think? Are you gonna expect Alessandro to check out?
Well, I would like to say that I would think he's going to check out because obviously looking at the last few results, that's exactly what he has done. But Corey in second was quite close to him in qualifying and being only 2/10 off. It's not a massive amount. And I mean, unfortunately, it's not. I mean, as you said, if the guys towards the back didn't quite get all the laps in they wanted, then that could be the reason they're 2.5 seconds off. But unfortunately, I think it might be a bit of a spread grid tonight. But it's racing, so anything can happen. So could all of a sudden see a massive, absolute massive shunt, and everyone's bunched together, and the grid's completely turned on its head. But hoping that doesn't happen. Commentators curse it probably will now, but it'll make it interesting if it does. So, but no, my prediction is Ali will most likely run away with it.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a safe assumption, and Aaron Heathman is not even here to challenge him, who is generally his closest competitor on the track that we've seen. But let's see, maybe one of these guys pulls something out, maybe 1 or 2 mistakes from Alessandro, which is not really something that happens quite often. But
no.
we have learned in the past that commentators' curse is really a thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it could just be one of the things. You never know what the guys at the back were doing in qualifying. If they didn't quite get their lap ready together or just something, they might all of a sudden find it and be up there with them. So, and it's not play for in this heat either. It's still a pre-final and a final still to go. So,
yeah, it's basically this is the pre-final, so they skipped the heat.
Oh, so this is the pre-final. Okay, right. Well, still, this is. You don't want to potentially ruin your chances of getting a grid slot for the final if that's the case now, because whatever you do now will determine where you start for that magical final. So, and that's all that matters effectively.
Yeah. So let's see. Guys are lining up. Last corner. Oh, they're still waiting for some guys. Please catch up, gents. See if we can have a good clean race. Luckily it's quite a long straight before they hit the corridors. Okay, they've got it. Let's see if we can get a clean start. And we're off. Seems fairly okay. Doesn't seem like there's going to be any problems. Rather clean. Oh, there's a nudge at the back. There's a nudge. 3 guys out. They will most likely call a Battenberg for that. Yeah, arms raised.
Yeah, there we go.
I wonder if it's going to be a restart or a Battenberg. Just get everybody back in the queue and then go.
I would most likely say Battenberg for this situation, but I mean it was quite a good call to bring the Battenberg out, which shows that them guys that have lost out now get a chance to come back again. But
It does seem like
doing a full.
it does seem
full
like
restart.
Bryce Stevens jumped Corey there in the start, so he's already up one position.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's all about getting away on your row. If you can get away better, then unfortunately.
Yeah, he was in the fortunate position to stand behind Alessandro, so he could have just tucked in behind him and then get the gap where Corey's sitting on his own. Nothing,
Yeah, exactly.
nothing to tail really.
You've got to work off your own judgments on when to go, and
Right, let's
it's
see.
always hard starting in that P2. But
All right, we're
here
off
we go.
again. So this should be a fairly straightforward start because there's no double file, single. Okay, and we'll follow Alessandro for a lap or so. See if Bryce can pose a threat. Actually, Corey's diving down the
there's a move
inside
there.
straight up. That's actually a great pass, clean, good clean.
That was a nice
Passing.
clean move. But these boys now need to work.
Oh, something
my
flipped at
God.
the back. What was that?
I was going to say something went flying then.
That was
Yeah,
Frankie.
these boys really need to work together now, though, because if they start chopping and changing around, they're going to give Alessandro the lead. He needs to just pull away and eke away these few tenths every lap.
Yeah.
So
let's
but
see
these
if.
front three have already broken away from the mid pack effectively. So
Yes, I think that flip from Frankie caused a little bit of a problem.
yeah,
Let's see. Corey's going down the inside. They're swapping around. Bryce is looking at it as well. Oh, there's a little touch.
giving a little nudge. I mean, these guys have now got an affordable gap. They can afford to have a little race and play around. So
yeah, is Alessandro going to try and just get the position back, or maybe just tuck in behind Corey, work together? They are teammates, although their carts don't really exactly look like it, but they're all from the same team. And Bryce is the odd one out. Let's see if he can maybe pose any attack from behind. Oh, he's actually losing out a little bit, it seems like it.
yeah, he's
what? That was that a lag?
It looked almost like they got stuck on the curb then. Who was involved? Was that Alessandro that was involved
Yeah,
there?
he lagged straight into. It does seem like he lagged a little bit into in Corey, and then the cart just bounced. I think this is the big problem when running on international service, because I mean some of these guys are from Europe and some of them are from the US. All depends on the actual server that they are making use of.
Yeah, I mean, these curbs at this circuit are quite challenging as well. They're not very flat, so I know from experience on some of these tracks, when the curbs like that, all it takes is for you to run on them and your car just literally for some reason just stops dead.
Yeah.
So if that's the case that's happened, he's just literally run on the exit curb and stopped. But
There's a good battle developing between Bryce and Daniel. Bryce already overtook him. Let's see if Daniel can tuck in behind him and just try and build a little bit of momentum and maybe catch up with the guys in front. The guy in front is so far
yeah,
ahead.
I was going to say they're gone. Is that Corey who's pulled ahead out in front?
Yeah,
or?
Corey just stuck his head out past Alessandro, and then with that little bit of a, which I think was a lag spike, Alessandro took himself out, and that's handing Corey a #1 slot for the pre-final. It's actually going a little bit.
To stop him now.
Yeah, this is actually going completely opposite of what we thought would happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall the first 6 laps was quite entertaining. Some good close racing from the guys in front. Daniel just lost it. Completely lost it.
But that's the case again. That could have quite possibly been what happened to Alessandro, just getting on that curb and just losing it. But then obviously because he was in such close proximity of the other guys, just tagging one of them, and it causes a whole bunch of problems then.
Yeah. So at the moment the track is quite spread out the field, so doesn't seem like there's much happening except for Daniel that's got a catching up with a little battle at the back there, but I'm gonna assume he's gonna pass it's Daniel, and then he's battling with Daniel. So it's a Daniel versus Daniel.
Daniel versus Daniel situation.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that Daniel's gonna come out on top.
One of them's got to lick the stamp and send it. Oh, there we go.
That's licking it and just he's handing the position back. That's good sportsmanship.
That's good sportsmanship, that is.
Okay, so I guess we'll follow them because he's going to just do it again while everybody else is not doing much on the track. Let's see if he should be able to get. He doesn't have to force it. He's clearly a lot quicker than the Daniel in front.
Yeah, his kart seems a lot more hooked than the Daniel in front. That's his new name, Daniel in front, by the way.
Yeah.
Daniel in front's kart doesn't look as hooked up around this section as.
It does seem like he's bouncing around a little bit. It's quite,
it looks a bit
odd.
twitchy and
Yeah.
all over the place. Whether that's netcode or something, but it just doesn't look as planted and as settled as.
Oh, he lost it a bit there. Let's see. Fellows is on his back. Is he gonna force a position? Not through there again. Surely not. Oh, he almost lost it.
There.
He almost did the exact same thing at the same place on the track. Now he's got the inside. He does seem like he's got a good run. Are they gonna touch? Oh no, he tucked in behind him. Let's see if he can dive through into the first corner. Get the momentum. That should no.
No, he's not
Once
got
again.
that top end speed.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. He's gonna send it down the inside. That should stick the pass.
Yeah, that's definitely gone now.
He should build a gap now. So let's go to Mr. Hyatt. Other Mr. Corey running on his own. Doesn't seem like he's gonna have any issues. He might hate me for pronouncing his surname like a complete tit, but it's okay. We'll get there one day. I'll get there at some point in my life.
Yeah, I mean, he's got no issues to worry about now. You look at how far he is ahead. He's just got to keep it on the track now and just enjoy this race effectively. Use it as testing time for the final. Because, I mean, the track looks, I don't know what condition the track's in, but it kind of looks quite rubbered in. It doesn't look that green, to be fair.
Yeah.
I might be completely wrong, but you can see a nice solid line in it where there's obviously rubbered in.
I wonder if Alessandro's gonna just try. It seems like he's pushing. It does seem like he caught up with Bryce. I wonder if he's gonna try and make something happen or just stick here. Because I mean, this is a pre-final. Oh, it counts for points though. Pre-final and finals, obviously, championship points. So should he try and risk just taking the extra point or two, or maybe just try and stay safe?
It's not needed because it's not. I mean, it's not the big race, is it? The main race.
Your internet.
Yeah, I know. My internet's.
It's amazing. Jack's got. He lives in the UK, which you'd think first world comes with first world internet, but me being in South Africa, I don't have this problem at all, and I'm not in a first world.
I'm now officially sat on the floor next to the bedroom door, so I'm as close to the router as I can get without leaving my room.
Great stuff.
But,
that's commitment to commentary. Okay, so we're on the final lap now. I almost want to say there's no need to even move to Corey and see, because Alessandro might catch him before the end of the lap. See if he might push one through some way. But I haven't seen the championship points. I think he's still very close with Aaron. Oh no, he made a mistake. Bryce made a mistake, unfortunately. And then Alessandro just went off. Did I miss something?
I'm not sure. I didn't notice anything.
Is that the end of the race? Because that was a white flag I saw earlier, not a checkered flag.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I saw a white flag. Whether they.
Yeah, there. Corey just finished the race. There we go. He gave him a position. I wonder what that was all about. That's quite strange. Just handed him the position back after making a mistake.
Well,
oh, interesting. Very interesting.
I suppose again it shows good sportsmanship between these boys. If they feel like they've made an unfair move, they're willing to just give it up and not take advantage of anything.
Yeah, but Bryce made a mistake on his own, and then it seemed like Alessandro just gave him the position back for nothing. Unless he also had a problem, or maybe they both made a mistake thinking that was the end of the race. Maybe in Discord over the voice channel he said, "Oh, I thought that was the end of the race," and then Alessandro maybe thought, "Okay, you know what? That's a easy mistake to make. Hand him a position back because he was ahead of him." Maybe that just shows great sportsmanship from him.
It's all questionable.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's move over to our desk while we wait. Let me just take down the volume, yeah. Yeah, so
If Alessandro will join the call like he did last time and give us a bit behind, probably not. It would kind of be cool.
you cut out quite a lot there, don't you? Just want to repeat that for us? Jack's running up and down trying to find out what's happened to his Wi-Fi. Got some issues. He always has issues.
If someone can like send me some good Wi-Fi, just feel free. Like message me and I'll happily take it off your hands.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm fairly certain somebody would just hand out some free Wi-Fi to people. You get some good people out there, so maybe one of the 5 million viewers currently watching is gonna share that with us. All right, let's have a look. These guys are lining up for. It's showing pre-final again. Maybe that's not a mistake. So let's go back to the live scene. The guys are lining up on the grid.
Hopefully we'll see a really clean start this time with none of the contact at it.
Yeah. Hopefully we get a straight up just into the first corner, into the second corner, and we just go from there. Nice. That was a very good start after the Battenberg. They had a couple good laps of racing. So hopefully we get more of that. It does seem like we're going straight back into a pre-final. It's interesting. Did we just run 2 pre-finals, or are they just running it twice? Because of the amount of laps. No, there they said completed. Okay, let's just wait for them to get back on the grid. I'm just gonna mute my mic for 30 seconds. I will be right back.
Party in the house. Mm.
Okay, I'm back, and it does seem like we just moved back into a practice session. Don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure if they were lining up in some sort of order at the end of the pit lane, but I couldn't really tell from the. I could tell people just moving round, but
We'll move back to the commentator's desk while we wait for these guys to line up on the grid. Okay, Alessandro did tell me we are doing pre-final now. They did first one was the heat, pre-final, and then the final. So it just showed incorrect on the HUD. But let's see if that does mean that we should have Corey on number 1 spot. It also doesn't seem right because he's sitting at the back. Okay, we'll move over to... sorry, incorrect. Here we are now on the live scene again. Starting seems to take a while. Jack, you still with us? Mr. Jack, I think we lost him again. Oh, there he's coming back through.
yeah, probably.
We don't have a very interactive chat today. Guys seem to be quite rather quiet. So it does seem like Dylan Den Haas is starting on number 2 spot. Ranky 3. Oh, we've got a bunch of what's happening here? So we've got one person missing at the moment, and that is Daniel Fellows. He's missing. No, there he is. He's on the track. Why can't we jump to him though? Does seem like there's a little bit of a bug. Yeah, there's a... The track doesn't go to him. Okay, that's a strange thing to see, but anyways. So we will follow Dylan Den Haas. He's got his arm up quite early. I think what these guys are doing is they... never mind. I was about to say, I think they are just swapping out positions. They do like a full lap, start like that, and then swap out the positions and take the race from there with an extra formation lap, because it doesn't seem like they are on the correct grid slots. But, and you know what? I think it's because they accidentally moved to the practice session and not the pre-final.
Yeah.
So they didn't move over to the same slots. That might be a little bit of an error. But hopefully we get something going soon.
Fingers crossed, yeah. Would be hope.
Yeah, so how we're gonna run our league is we're starting the races off standing starts. No formation lap, no warm-up lap. It's just on the grid, hold your brakes, lights go out and go. So we've done a couple of tests, and it feels like it's the best way to go about it because of the formation lap being a little bit buggy. Well, not the formation lap, but the rolling start.
Yeah.
So we just decided, you know what, we're going with something completely different, old school, just straight up, no rolling starts.
Can't go wrong with a standing start either, because you can't
move anywhere.
Ever have people crashing into each other. So
yeah, so just straight up. And I mean, it is a sim. You guys want to simulate the best possible way about going it, and the closest to real life. But unfortunately, sometimes the game doesn't really allow it when there's a little bit of a problem or glitch, or just not really great discipline from the driver sometimes. Let's see if we can follow that Daniel. We can't go to Daniel. To Fellows. See, it shows we're going on him. There's his card number 4 going past us, but that's formation lap.
Is this meant to be a?
I have no idea what's happening.
I'm kind of hoping this is some sort of formation lap, but
let me just quickly check here. Who's? Oh, Joe Innes rocked up. He actually rocked up. I was about to say, who's the number 5 car? Oh, and he randomly flips it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to the standard view. Okay, let's follow these guys. No man, what's going on here? These guys are doing silly things. Gents, line up, take it slow to the... There we go. See if we can get going. We'll follow Corey, he gets a clean start. Everybody else slightly seems like they are behaving. Nope, there we go. Alessandro went off track there, and it seems like his car just lost grip, and then all of a sudden just pulled back to the inside. That's unfortunate. Does seem like it's Corey's night tonight. Oh, they're gonna do a Battenberg, I'm assuming. Jack, did we lose you again?
Yeah, sorry. I've switched to my phone, so hopefully it might be a bit easier. Well, better. Using
No
mobile
worries.
data now, so it kept just dying on me. My terrible Wi-Fi. Oh, and there's someone stuck on a curb. Beautiful. Mm.
Okay, let's see if we can get this going again.
Good job it's not real life. We've got some nice broken carts now. They're all oiled up.
Yeah. Alright, let's go. We're getting the race off. We're gonna have a second go at the start. This time single file, so we should be good to go. Is Corey gonna check out this time again, or we're gonna see a serious threat from behind? And we lost Bryce Stevens. Is he gone? Yeah, he's showing disqualified. Interestingly enough, so he's not there. We've got Dylan in the house following. And if I do pronounce your surname incorrectly, Dylan, when you come back or when you watch the stream, just let me know. Alessandro seemed to have just sent one down the inside. Clean pass. No threat from, I think that's Frankie. Yeah, from Frankie. Frankie's not going to fight back.
I think Alessandro is going to be the best one to watch for Baston and Corey now because he's pulled away already, so...
Yeah. Let's follow Alessandro a bit. Oh, there's a touch. Oh, he lost it a bit, but he caught up to that, so that's fine. Nobody lost out much there. Like, oh, that's.
He's gone.
I'm thinking he's got lag problems. What is his ping on the server right now? No, he doesn't. And the man he bumped also low ping, so it shouldn't be a problem. Interesting. Maybe the server itself is not in the best of states right now.
Well, that's definitely hampered his chances of getting anything from this race.
Yeah. Oh, now we can follow Mr. Fellows. He's trying to get onto the podium. This is a pre-final, so hopefully he can... This is the one that starts scoring points for you. Previous one wasn't the pre-final, it was only a heat. Which we got a bit wrong, but fine. And Frankie spun out, he lost it. On his own. Seems like this track is getting the... it's bringing out the worst in everybody.
Yeah, it's a very... It is a very challenging circuit, to be fair, especially to get right. It looks very basic and simple, but it's got a lot of flowing corners one after another, so you have to be good at keeping your momentum up quite a lot.
Yeah. So we've got a three-way battle here. It's Daniel, Frankie and Alessandro. That is the new Daniel. I can't pronounce his surname. I think it's Mulim. Could be any of that.
Daniel in front.
Yeah, Daniel in front. Daniel actually at back now. He just lost 2 positions
yeah,
in the straight. There doesn't seem to be any other battle right now.
Though.
It's quite strange. We went from the previous time the two of us casted together. We went from 3 groups, Group A, B, and C, with like 12 guys or 10 guys each, to 6 people on track racing. It's very strange.
It's extremely strange how the numbers can drop that fast, but
I think this happens when there's free leagues and there's nothing really to race for. This might be a little bit of a people don't really care, because I mean I didn't invest money to all my time to I'm getting nothing out of it, so why should I really care? It does feel like that's the mentality around here right now.
Yeah, it's a shame really, because all these, I mean, I know people put, especially yourself, putting time into doing all the streaming and stuff, putting effort and time into sorting this out and trying to correspond to championship, and from all that sort of point of view and all the rest of it, it's a shame that the numbers did drop off, because it was quite a positive sort of boost, if you like, for car racing.
Yeah.
Usually you struggle to even find another person online to play with, and or race against. Play with is a bit of a bad term for a simulator, but race against, and that it's like the numbers were booming for a while, but yeah.
Yeah, and I was also rather keen to commentate on the US Championship, which is SKM, the X30 World Championship, but that would be waking up at 2 AM in the morning for me to commentate, which I was willing to do, but the numbers is also, it's the same, yeah, a lot of people entered, and I think the previous race they had like 10 people on the track, so which was last night or this morning for me. And it's not really worth getting up and doing all that effort, and then it's not going to be a great display. Although no. I mean, the racing could have been great. I unfortunately didn't see it. But yeah, it does seem like we're dying out a bit because of the COVID-19. People are going back to, or getting out of quarantine or lockdown, and they can start going back to the track maybe, and they're not really phased to sit in a sim when they can just go to the track. Because I know in South Africa they opened up the track today for the first time.
Yeah, so, I mean the tracks in the UK are back open, but I mean myself, I'm struggling massively to even get out at the minute. I just can't physically find anywhere that's either affordable or available. Everywhere's either fully booked or asking stupid prices for no track time. So it's like,
yeah,
it's quite hard at the minute to try and actually find somewhere to go out. But
so Alessandro managed to get himself back up to third. It doesn't seem like anything else is going to happen for the rest of the race unless there's a slight mistake and a battle starts building, but we are currently with Corey in front, huge gap, then followed by Daniel, another huge gap, and then only Alessandro in third. Frankie's behind him, but I don't think he's gonna catch up. He might, but I don't see that happening unless there's a mistake.
Yeah, unless there's another mistake made, I don't think there's any chance he'll catch up, to be fair. But then we both said we'd predict Alessandro to run away with it, and
yeah, and he's fighting for the last spot on a podium.
Yeah, so anything could happen, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm quite sad that we logged on tonight and streamed for only 6 people. It would have been such a nice. It could have been a nice night or evening out for us, commentating on a couple group races, into a heat or into a pre-final and a final, even the last chance qualifiers.
Yeah, it would have been really interesting. But the last chance qualifiers are always interesting when you get someone from the pre-final, whatever, B final coming through to the A final and then seeing how they progress through it. It's always interesting. Yeah,
it was the last time where Daniel, as we're going on to the last lap, Daniel Fellows was in the last chance qualifier. He made it in on the last spot, I think he ended up third in that, but then he ended up in the final on the podium, which was amazing, but just keeping it clean on the black stuff, which was very good.
Exactly. He had an absolute storm of a race. But that makes it very interesting when that happens, so more stuff like that would be amazing.
Seems like Frankie made a mistake. He lost out. So Corey is checking out tonight. Both races he cleaned it out from the start. Granted, he was the one that was very consistent from the start, and then a guy like Alessandro, Daniel Fellows, they all make mistakes or made mistakes and then went straight back. It was a bit weird. So that's Corey first, Daniel second, Alessandro coming in third position. Who do we have here? It is number 2. That will be... Oh, the other Daniel came in. Daniel at the back was not so far at the back and actually made it into 4th spot, which is interesting. In front of Frankie, in front of Dylan Den Haas.
The gap is massive between the field. What's that, between 6th and 1st is 30 seconds. That's a long and a good amount of time, that is.
Yeah.
But That's the problem when you've got a small grid. There's not many people at the same level of experience. At least if you've got a good 25, 30 people entered, you're going to have a good variation of skill and people racing.
Yeah, and you'll almost always see battles at the back, like from the front to the back. But now it was just no battles at all.
And it's just very patchy. You got a few fast, a few alright, and a few slower ones. But I mean, heading into the final now is where it's all to play for, isn't it? Effectively, this is the time to shine, as they would say.
Okay, I wanted to go to the desk. I just moved to the desk, but everybody's already going back to the track, which is great. It's great that they're just flipping through it. At the same time, it does feel like everything's rushed. Maybe that's because we started more than half an hour late.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get through it, get everybody off to do their things. So let's go back to the live scene. Not all the guys are on track yet. Yeah, for my league, we've got juniors. The junior class is everybody below 13 years. I've got 8 of those guys entered, and they get racing with mini 60s, fixed setup. And then seniors is 14 plus, and they racing with the KF3s fixed setup as well. So I think we
fixed setup's always good.
Yeah,
it means that you don't get people who spend hours trying to do.
Yeah, level playing field when it comes to the kart itself.
Yeah,
it's all about driving and knowing the track. So I've had the server open, the dedicated testing server, had the guys online during the last week and a half, and the times have come down. They are doing quick laps around the Conca, which we will be racing at tomorrow for the opening of my league. And yeah, it's been amazing watching the guys. I've even jumped in a couple times and did some laps with them. I must admit the most fun I've had was with the mini 60s. Those carts are on top of each other when they're nice and slow, and it's really all about. It makes me think about iRacing and the Mazda MX-5 Cup. Slow cars on top of the guy in front of you, and you can just follow forever.
Yeah, always gives good racing as well.
Okay, let's go to Corey. Probably help if I just change the camera. There we go. So this time around, we've got Joe on the track as well, and no, Bryce is not here. Is he? Just check. No, he's not here. I don't have a shortcut for Joe Innes, so unfortunately I'm just flipping through the cameras here to see if I can find him. We don't have a shortcut for him, but luckily the shortcuts work to just go to the next driver on track. Cool, that's great. It didn't work in the past, but that's because we were running in practice mode always. So you'd say go to the next guy, but then it just goes to the pit or wherever.
At least now it's starting to work a bit better now, making it a bit easier.
Yeah. Do that front view again. No, flip through all the cameras except get the right one there. Do the front view. I like starting into this front view just to see what happens.
Yeah, a bit of nudging on the whole side of the grid.
Strange. Yep, there we go. And we're off. There was a big nudge from the back.
Whoa. That's giving them an advantage, whoever that is. Oh no.
He got it straight back. Sandro, is he going to keep it clean? There's only one cart off at the back, so I don't think they'll call a baton for that. Especially when it's the guys that were at the back most of the time, so they might continue with this race from here. So we're off to a good start, feels like it. Alessandro passed Daniel already. Now it's about getting on top of... all three are technically in the same team, by the way. FPR. Daniel is just part of the other one, I think it's FPD or something like that. Is it FPR?
Yeah, I believe it is FPR, yes. very.
Yeah, FPR and FPG. FPG. That's Daniel Fellows and Joe Enos. I've got it on my other monitor. Maybe I should just turn my head for once. But yeah, we've got a good battle in front now. Let's see if Alessandro can get on top of Corey and maybe get a little bit of revenge in the final.
He just needs to keep his head cool and just keep pushing them to just work away and then have a last lap.
Sit around, doesn't seem like it.
If we still throw it all away now.
They gave him a little bit of a nudge there, it seems like it. I wonder if Alessandro is just going to try and... I mean, all three of them are technically in the same team, so maybe they'll just go for it. It doesn't matter. It's not like there's an external party that's going to fight for the championship here. It doesn't seem like it. And also the guy behind him, Joe Enos, is also part of the FPR group.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them to be fair through the grid.
Yeah,
3 FPG drivers and 2 FPR drivers. What 3 FPR?
Oh yeah. Corey is FPG. FPG and FPR is technically the same thing.
Yeah, these 3 have checked out now. They just need to work with each other and.
I think they will just battle.
Each other, to be fair.
Yeah, they'll just battle it out because they checked out basically. They've got more than the straight line between them and the next person. Is that super defensive from Corey? This is actually a very good battle. This is something we've been waiting for the past 2 races.
Just don't want to throw it all away now, though.
Yeah, I think Daniel Fellows is just going to sit here. He's going to be like that. 2 dogs are fighting over a bone, and he's just going to sit here and just pick up the bone when one of them make a mistake.
Yeah,
pick it up and walk away.
Happen at one point. I hate to say it, but you just know at one point it's either going to be one of these really good battles or something's just going to go really far south. And
that's a good view. Wow. And Alessandro's got the inside. He's going for it, and he's going straight on the defensive into the second corner.
Will he be able to get the top end down here though?
It doesn't seem like it. Corey's got...
He's already gone.
Yeah, he didn't go for the defensive position there. Oh, he lost it. No! That's unfortunate, but it doesn't seem like he lost too much. He can maybe come back into it. It's an 18 lap race though. So he's got 12 more laps to just catch up. Now it's Daniel's time to see if he can get something past Corey. Corey seems to be so consistent tonight. Very, very clean and... not really much mistakes happening. Nothing to work from.
That's the thing. Alessandro needs to sort of work on that one. He's got the pace, but he just needs to be more consistent and not make as many mistakes. Because he's made a mistake, or more than one, in every single race tonight. So it would be a shame if that hampers his championship position through just making silly mistakes.
Yeah, it does feel like he's been making mistakes that aren't really... It's not necessary for him to make such mistakes. It's like rookie mistakes, if I can call it that. It doesn't feel like he's been in control of his kart and the sim in the last couple races that we've been working together. So if he gets that sorted, I think he'll be... He's already proven that he's one of the fastest people around anyways.
Yeah, he's got the pace to win it. No surprise, but unfortunately, you need that consistency of not making the little mistakes to go with the pace.
It doesn't seem like Daniel's really posing any threat to Corey right now. The gap seems to be the same, but Alessandro's catching up again. He's clearly faster.
Albeit, are we coming up on back markers now?
I wonder if I can quickly just do the overlay so we can quickly see the previous lap from... Daniel did a last lap 48.6 and Alessandro did a 0.2. So as you can see, much faster. 0.4 is huge on the karting track. Jeez, very big gap. And he's basically on. He's almost. Is that slipstream gap already? Almost.
Yeah.
Must be.
He'll be in the slipstream now. Daniel's lost the slipstream to Corey. That's his main problem now. He's out of that slipstream range, but Alessandro will be now starting to pick up that slipstream. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see him
he
try
lifted
and
his
make.
hand.
Yeah, there you go.
He lifted his hand. I saw Daniel pop up the
Yeah.
hand. I think he accepted the fact that Alessandro's so much quicker, and he maybe thinks that his best opportunity at catching Corey is ducking in behind Alessandro and then just try and work with him to get to Corey, because it doesn't seem like Daniel was going to get there at all on his own.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the best bet. Work together and push to get up there, because the gap now is phenomenal, really. You're out of slipstream's reach,
So we've gone over halfway now, just over halfway. Let's see if Alessandro can make something happen. Oh, that back market just spun it out there. It's quite strange. Yeah, guys, sorry we're not changing between anyone else, because the other guys are, as you can see on your own screens, huge gaps between anybody else and these three guys. So we're following them because this is where the only battle is at the moment, and basically the only talking point for the whole night.
what between these three are making mistakes and being consistent.
Yeah.
They are the key. They are the key items of tonight.
They are the core of this league, or this round, rather.
Exactly.
It does seem like Alessandro is catching. Are we gonna just quickly do the overlay again so we can see the previous lap? Last lap was a 0.2 again, 48.2, and Corey did a 0.3. Again, it's not really small gain, not a big one.
I mean, for a 0.2 again, Alessandro has definitely got the consistency there. As we were saying, it's just he needs to keep that consistency going.
Doesn't even seem like Daniel can keep up with him at all.
Well, the gap's only 1.2 seconds, so I mean, a tenth a lap might make it really tight for a last lap lunge, but
yeah, I'm actually quite an idiot. I must
possible.
admit, I haven't even been looking at the HUD to see the gaps change. Dude, he caught him 6/10 there. That's a huge catch. He's almost on top of him now. He's basically getting to that slipstream range now. So we should see him start pulling in, and then we're gonna have a battle in the last 4 laps. That will be amazing.
I mean, what really needs to happen is Alessandro just needs to sort of check him out as soon as possible and just get past him and just try and check out and give himself some breathing space to relax and not pile the pressure on too much.
Yeah.
To cause another mistake.
I just feel like Alessandro should just make the move happen once he gets on top of him. Just let it happen, because it feels like if he sits behind the guy for too long, he does make that small little error that costs him quite a lot on the track.
But yeah, what's that now? It's still 6/10.
Yeah, it's just below it now.
Yeah,
So
roughly.
that's a small gain. I think once he gets into that slipstream, which is roundabout where he is now, he should start catching him. Well, he went a little bit wide, but it does seem like his exit is quite good there. 2 different lines. Ooh, Corey is making mistakes. Alessandro's gonna go down. Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Will there be a bit of sportsmanship here? Will he?
I don't see that happening.
No, nor do
I
I.
don't see that happening. I mean, it is one of those cases where it's hard to call anything, because Corey made a mistake. He lost a lot of momentum. Alessandro came down the inside, but it does seem like he was lagging a bit, or there was like a little bit of a something weird happening between them, and then straight into him. But
yeah, I suppose
think
it goes back to Daniel Ricciardo, Lewis Hamilton at Monaco in 2014, when Lewis made that mistake on the wet going down out the tunnel, and he did the same sort of thing, just tapped Ricciardo into the wall almost. But it's like, well, I mean, from a point of view, I see why Alessandro might be annoyed, because he was a fair way past, but then if it's lag, then you can't really help it. So
I do feel like it might have been a position for Corey to give the spot back, because he kind of lost it. Maybe not officially because he drove into him on the side, but he was through. He should have been clean through. But yeah, maybe the lag is going to be a problem, and they're going to debate it for like 5 hours tonight after the race.
Yeah.
But
see what the stewards have to say.
Yeah.
They make a decision over it. If not, then I'm pretty sure you've got your 1, 2, 3 right in front of you as it stands now. 'Cause I can't see Alessandro making up 1.2, 1.3 seconds effectively.
In the next 3 laps, no, I also don't see that happening unless there's a mistake or one of these back markers causes a little bit of a problem for Corey because he's on top of them. And it does seem like they might. It does seem like something might happen between. Let's just move forward. Okay, he got past 1. Okay, he got through. And Alessandro, he got through. Alessandro caught him quite a lot though. And this back marker is behaving, he's getting out of the way, that's great.
No, that back marker might have given him a hand there. He gave him a little bit of a toe advantage down there before popping out of the way to let him through.
And he caught him, what was that, 4/10 or no, half a second, I think, from the previous gap. So that's a big gap. There's still something in it. This race is not over. Definitely.
No, I don't think it's over yet. There's definitely could be a little surprise coming, like a last lap surprise, but
that would be absolutely
it's gonna be
amazing.
A close one. It would be nice if there was just one more back marker in the way.
Oh, it does seem like somebody's got a little bit. Was that Corey had a little bit of a moment there? He did catch him a little bit, another 10th. Wide line, he goes quite wide through there and dives in hard. Completely different line than Corey does through there.
Corey's keeping it quite tight though, which I don't think is very good for keeping the momentum up going through that first phase of that corner. I think Alessandro's line is slightly faster through there.
And it does show because he's on top of him now. We're definitely going for a last lap showdown.
I mean, I don't want to jinx it again, but if Alessandro ends up coming out on top, that's quite a recovery drive, to be fair.
Yeah, that will be quite amazing. We're going on to the final lap. Is Alessandro going to send one some ways? Is it going to be the best recovery drive of KRP that we've seen?
KRP history, best recovery drive.
Yeah. Hi there, Kyle, in the chat. Is Alessandro, he's taking that different line, so much wider.
He's got the opportunity now. It's just I've got a feeling Corey's just going to sit there and go defensive now, make it really challenging for Alessandro to make a move.
But he's going to compromise his exit on a corner, and then Alessandro's going to get really good momentum. He's got momentum.
Oh, he's going. Oh, it looked like he was about to go for it then.
But he's got one more corner to send it on the inside, or he's going to race him for the final line. Is he going to do this? Is going to be a photo finish. Alessandro's got the inside. Is he going to make it? Alessandro, nah, he didn't, dude. Look at that. Look at that gap between them.
1/100th of a second.
What a finish to an absolutely boring night. And that just ended up to make the night so much better. Great final. Great recovery drive.
100th between the two of them. That is impressive. That is good going from what happened in that race.
The heat one was absolutely boring. Nothing happening other than the 3 laps they were dicing and then mistakes were happening. The pre-final was once again dead, but the final was it was on fire. That was great stuff. That was a great final.
Where all the action lies.
Let's see, do we want to have an interview with these guys? We can get them in if they wanted to. We might need to change. I'm going to move us over to our desk view on the stream. Let's see if I can get them to do an interview. We're going to join the... Don't you want to jump into the media room with me quickly?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll get you there. Okay guys, we are currently just having a little bit of a pause here waiting for the top 3 guys to just join us in the media room. Yeah, it was an interesting night. Like I said, the heat was very boring, not a lot of karts on the track. Pre-final, same story, quite big gaps between everybody, but then we just saw absolutely probably one of the best finishes to a race that we've seen. in the past. And what was your take on it, Jack?
Yeah, I mean that final was definitely up there with some of the some definitely, like from Alessandro, especially a good recovery drive, but even from Corey as a point of view from managing to keep that gap and keep a cool head whilst Alessandro was absolutely pounding down on him was quite good, to be fair.
See if I can get our post-race interviews online, but unfortunately I still have last one. Just get these off. There we go. We're just waiting for these guys to join us. I think we'll chat to the third place guy first. I'm just gonna put the third place on there for us. Okay, it's we're doing the waiting game, unfortunately, guys. So we'll just give them a second to join us. They might have a very heated conversation. Kyle's asking how are we doing. Myself and Jack, we're doing good. I don't know about Jack. He's had some problems during the stream, but
yeah,
we're
getting there. We're coping. We're getting there. We're going.
Can't complain too much.
No, not yet.
I think they're just having a little bit of, if I'm looking at the Discord correctly, there's some sharing of footage. So that means it's just a quick chat about potential incidents in the race, and it could potentially change something between second and third on the track, actually, because I see it's between Daniel and Alessandro. But yeah, just a quick wait. Hopefully not too long.
It's a very interesting. There's nothing I'd have really flagged up between them two, apart from I wouldn't have really flagged anything up between them two really about an incident. Corey and Alessandro perhaps, but not Daniel and Alessandro.
I'm gonna see if I can get us the that dice to the line view between these two guys.
Yeah, that'd definitely be worth it.
And then just show it on the stream again while we wait for these guys. Just moving my cameras quickly. I think we're gonna go on to Corey's view. This is perfect. Okay, so we'll go back to the live scene. We're gonna show this while we wait for these guys to pop up again. So currently chasing Corey. It's into the second last corner, final corner. Around the final corner, Alessandro's diving down the inside, and just look at how close this is. See if we can make this a little bit slower. What's the slow view? There we go. Look at that, guys. That was so close. Super, super close. Look at that. That is on top of each other into the start finish or the finish line. It doesn't get closer than that, does it? It really doesn't. This is super close.
It's a beautiful finish.
I mean, I guess it can get closer. Hi, Daniel.
Well, yes.
Oh.
So you, yeah. Welcome back. Every time we've got a stream going, you join us.
Yeah, it just seems to be that way.
So are the other guys gonna join us? What's happening there?
Yeah, I think. I don't know what Corey's doing, but Al's just finishing up reviewing the race. So probably in a second.
Yeah, I think he might be telling Corey to just join as well. I guess we can have our chat if you wanted to. You happy to?
Yeah, sure.
So, how was the final race? Was a little bit. It was interesting, quite interesting. The heat and the pre-final seemed to be super boring from a spectator's view. What's your take on the evening?
Well, I had some hopes, at least at the beginning. Qualifying was okay. I definitely wasn't on pace, but it kind of just goes that way sometimes. I forgot to put the setup on the cart to 2 of the 3 races.
Hey, I went to go get a drink. What did you say, Al?
I didn't say anything. Corey, I think he gave you a penalty.
Oh, cool.
He just didn't think it was.
All right, cool.
Okay,
Fine.
Daniel, you were saying?
Fine.
Anyway, yeah. Definitely wasn't on pace. I finally got a little bit right in the final. I think I went out on a limb with my own gear, and it was just a little bit off. And I think that combined with just not enough experience just put me that little bit off. But I think it was still fun for that little bit at the beginning and just trying to stay with them. So I enjoyed it. It was good.
I wanted to ask you, what was your thought process behind letting Alessandro come down the inside? I saw you lift your hand on the straight. Were you thinking perhaps just sitting behind him, maybe follow him because he was clearly faster on the track?
Yes,
Or were you just...
especially in my eyes, part of it you can look at it from a teammate perspective. He's obviously coming in fast, but also beneficially for me, it makes no sense for me at least sitting in second trying to hold up someone who's 4/10 faster than me and obviously his pace. So maybe trying to stick behind him for a few laps, get his toe, just bring me up a little bit closer to the front. So I think it was mutually beneficial.
Okay. Jack, did you want to ask something?
No, I mean, from my point of view, everything you've asked has been covered. Really, it was a phenomenal race, wasn't it? Really, so yeah, I'm fine with. Yeah, sorry, I'm rambling.
Okay, moving to Alessandro, which I believe you got second place there. Probably one of. Or did you get a penalty? Did somebody get a penalty? Did we miss something?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, let me just get Corey's picture up. Okay, then, well, Corey, I guess we're moving over to you. Jack, did you want to take this one?
Well, it's just sort of same question as you asked last. How did the race sort of unfold for you? Because obviously you seem to have a nice, consistent pace throughout the whole race and didn't really make any mistakes. It was the same through all the races we saw tonight, from the heats to the pre-final to the final. You sort of had the pace and the consistency to keep Alessandro behind and everyone else. So what were your thoughts on the race and how did you go about it to keep that pace and consistency?
Oh, I didn't do much testing for this. I think I had probably 2 or 3 tenths left in it. I think I didn't I probably could have done like 8s or 9s.
Yeah.
I just didn't test enough. That's really the big story here. I'm happy to have the race decided by penalties. It's always a good way to end it. So yeah. Not much to say. It was a pretty box standard OKC race. So
yeah, I feel
Very
like
good.
it was. Sorry, Jack. I feel like it was.
That's all right.
It was the heat and the pre-final was super boring. There was nothing happening with huge gaps between everybody except for, I think in the pre-final, or was it the heat that you guys were following each other and there was a bunch of spins and then that was about it. There was a potential good battle, but then nothing happened. But the final, it ended up being probably one of the most intense recovery drives I've seen. What was your thought going down that straight?
I knew that I had more teeth on than Al. I had passed him previously down the straightaways a couple times. So with the team gave me a good setup. I don't really know what Al was running, but I did my best to try and keep him behind me, and I knew that I was gonna have more bottom end just because I had more teeth on. I just don't have the talent to run low gears, so yeah, that was about it.
Okay. Jack, do you want to start off with L?
Yeah, go on then. So yeah, we were discussing through the commentary tonight. You seem to be making a few mistakes recently, Ali. Is there anything behind these mistakes, or is it just lack of testing, or is there anything kart setup wise that is preventing or causing the mistakes? Obviously, congratulations on your podium finish. That's a bit of a bad way to start, but
thanks. No, I think these mistakes are just a moment I'm having of I'm just lacking talent in some places. But you know, I think overall I can be satisfied with my performance. Obviously, it's not the way I wanted to win it. Corey did a great job all race. I think his defending was on point. I just couldn't get past him, and I hope we put on a good show for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, from a spectator's point of view, it was especially that finish being whatever it was, 100 at the part, and your recovery drive after the few. I think we had contacts at one point or something and lost a bit of time, but your recovery drive and the finish gap time definitely made it a close, tense race.
Yeah, it was. I knew when I dropped back after my first mistake. I knew I had the pace to come back, so I just tried to keep my head down. Obviously, Daniel played the teammate role, which was good to see. I want to thank him for that. But then catching Corey was really hard. He was just so consistent. Then when I did get to him, it was twice just as hard to get past him. But yeah, I think overall, I think it's been a good night. I think I've accumulated the points I needed to accumulate, and I'm looking forwards to the last round in a few weeks.
Cool. Can I maybe ask a question, Al? What was your thoughts going into that last corner when you, like a little cutback that you did there, go the inside? Did you think you would make it, or let's exclude the penalty out of this because Corey made it over the line first? But what was your thoughts? Did you think you were going to make it, or did you know that his kart does have a little bit more teeth to get him onto the top end part of that straight?
Yeah, it was really apparent to me that he had a couple more teeth than me. And during the race, I tried going around the outside of him a few times, and that didn't work. So obviously, I sort of knew at the back of my mind, if I did try go around the outside, he was going to brake that little bit later to not let me. So I tried braking earlier and trying to get the cut back, and it nearly worked, but yeah, it just wasn't enough.
Okay, I think that's it from me. Well done, guys, once again. Thanks for the good final. It was a great final race. Unfortunately, the races before that was a bit boring, but I think we ended off on a really high note. From a spectator view, that is. Maybe not the penalty side. So, once again, well done. It was good fun.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, and I think that will be it from our end. Jack, do you want to have some closing thoughts there? Share something from your side before we close down the server or the stream?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think tonight again we've seen some good close racing, effectively, between the top 3, 4. It'd be nice if we had a few more numbers so that the battling and racing and closeness, if you want to say, was better throughout the whole of the grid. But we've got to work with what we've got, and with what we had tonight, I think we got the best out of what we had. So I don't think anyone could really be angry with what racing we saw tonight. It was a good quality racing for the amount of people we had and the drivers we had.
Yeah, I agree. I think the final was probably one of the best or the better finals that we've seen in a while. Even with the little amount of drivers on the track, doesn't always matter the amount of people you see on track, but it does matter the quality of driving they present on the track on the day. So I think we've seen something really good right at the end, very average in the middle, and below average in the start, but it ended out being really, really good.
Yeah,
so from my side, thanks Jack for joining me tonight again. Hopefully we do this again.
Pleasure.
2 weeks unless you've got something else to do. But hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll. I'm looking forward to the next round and doing some more good commentating from seeing all your efforts and actions coming towards with the live streams and how well they work. And
I think tonight we tried something.
Fun.
We tried something else tonight with the stream. Not trying to use the overlay and also not have that big border around it, so that I could use the overlay. This time around we just tried to use shortcuts, and I think it didn't go out. It wasn't too bad. So that's great. It will definitely bode well for me having my league tomorrow, doing the same thing. For those people that are watching right now, if you want to watch some South African karting tomorrow, we are starting at 12 o'clock midday. That's South African time. For people in EU or the UK guys, that would be 11 o'clock. Alessandro, who won the race tonight, is going to be our race steward. So hopefully he doesn't dish out penalties that affect the final result of the race. But we did think that there was going to be a penalty or likely going to be something discussed. So yeah. Anyways, guys, see you guys tomorrow. Jack, I'll chat to you again. It was fantastic. Have a good weekend. The rest of your weekend, go have a couple beers. Enjoy.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
All right.